Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. I recently went to New Orleans, Louisiana. When people used to say like LA, I thought California, don't judge. But I went there and I got, one of the tarot readings on Bourbon Street. My girl was like, don't do it, girl. They gonna do that voodoo on you. She just don't know. I am a spiritual queen. Nothing scares me. So, I got a tarot reading from her. And basically, she just felt like overwhelmed with sadness, I feel like, as she was doing my reading. Because, the cards were basically telling her that, like, in my past, people have never truly respected me. I've gotten disrespected for so long, and that, I'm just now standing in my power. And it was kind of hard to hear her read me for filth like that. Like, she was like, dang, I'm so sorry. Like, wow, people don't respect you. And I was like, no. And it's just like, it really made me think about how hard I had to work to get to this moment of standing in my power. And being someone who not only is respected, but requires respect. And that in order to even be around me, you must respect me. That must be number one. And just like, I feel like before, I don't know, it was just like, I chose love over respect. I'm such a lover. Like, it's always love over everything. And I think the number one to respect is knowing that your time is valuable, period. If you go to work and you have people paying you for your time, why are there people in your lives that are treating your free time as if it's nothing? So people who lack the respect for your time are people that just could not be in my life anymore. My time is valuable to me. Any piece of free time that I have, I try to make sure that I'm doing something that feels right and feels good to me. Why would I have you making me feel like crap because you won't show up for me? And I think that is the hardest thing, is just like knowing that love is not enough in a lot of relationships, in nearly all of them. Love is never enough to carry a relationship through the seasons and phases of life. You need respect. You need people who are going to show up for you and with their free will. Yes, you are here to show people how to love you, and you can kind of give people a guideline of how to care for you. But to constantly just remind people of what you deserve, I feel like takes away from the respect that you have for yourself. Because respect is also knowing who you are and standing up for that and advocating for yourself. You letting people walk all over you is not respecting yourself. I think that another area of respect, I would say, is vulnerability. So letting people know how you feel. So for example, same thing with time, or maybe a certain thing that someone does that doesn't really make you feel comfortable, or just something like that where you just don't feel too good about it. So it's valid that you don't want it to happen. And you just let them know, like, in a vulnerable space, like, hey, this is not something that I'm comfortable with, or when you do this, it's triggering for me, and things like that. And, they kind of just like don't care. They don't make any kinds of adjustments, and people don't have to adjust or adapt to you, but it's nice. And it's nice to have people in your life that are going to mold and adapt to you the way that you probably are already doing for them. I always say, like, I am a true water sign. Like, I will move and I will adapt to people and I will adjust. But when people don't do the same for me, I always have all this grace. I'm like, it's okay. They don't have to do anything, but also they don't have to be in my life. I don't have to hold space for people in my life that don't want to adapt to my seasons the way I adapt to theirs. It's okay to require things from people. And I think that being in a space of having no respect for myself left so much room for me to have so much grace for others and none for myself. Like, I would be so hard on myself. I still am, but more so when it comes to like my goals. But like when it came to people, I would require almost nothing. I would be like, as long as they're in my life, that's what matters. As long as they love me, that's all that matters. But they would have all of these requirements for me. Like, if I'm sad, you have to treat me like this. If I'm mad, you got to treat me like this. I don't want to talk to you every day. Stay away on these days. And it's just like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, I started to resent people because I made myself so open, so available to each and every person in my life. And when I also needed that same grace, there was none. And you know what people always say, like, I never asked you to do that. And that's very true. You can't be upset with people for things that you never asked them to do, you chose to do out of the kindness of your heart. So it's like, yeah, that's nice you did it, but I never asked you. And then I realized I'm gonna start asking. I'm about to start asking for what I want. You must ask for what you want. You have to leave room for people to be there for you and to respect you in the ways that you want to be respected. So respect for me is respecting my time, is, being there, showing up for me without me constantly reminding you to. Or just like my vulnerability, me showing you my vulnerable side, expressing to you how I feel, because it's a vulnerable thing to tell somebody how you feel. Feelings are things that are sacred to us. Like, it's how we feel. It's things that people can use against you. So it's just like, I'm putting a little power in your hands, a little power in your pockets. Like, how you gonna handle this? And it's just like how people handle your vulnerability shows whether they respect you or not, and if they value you or not. And I think for so long, I didn't care. I didn't care about what people could do for me, because I always felt like I could do bad all by myself. I'm my best friend. I'm my own friend. I'm my advocate. I'm my therapist. I'm my healer. I'm my this, I'm my that. And it's just like, no. It's not fair to me to be the person for so many people and not have a person. Why is the strong, funny friend always there for everybody and all they got is a therapist? And for some of us without insurance, like myself, we don't got a goddamn person. So it's just like, no, it's time to start assigning roles in your life. And people got to get with it or get left. I know that I was in my, like, I don't even know what to call it, like, in my self-respect bag, when I just start cutting everybody off left and right. Which is so crazy because, like, I don't know, you would think, like, the more people you have in your life, the bigger your community, the better. But, like, if your foundation is wrong from the beginning, you can have all these people that surround you and you feel alone. You feel nothing. And for so long, that's how I felt. I had all these friends, groups of people around me, people that I can talk to at any moment. And I felt more peace when I had no one to talk to. When I had nothing but God and me, my inner voice. And I think that power of yourself being enough, you being enough, helps you to hold hold a standard that holds weight, that nothing and no one can move or change. Because you already know what it's like to be alone. You already know that you can hold it down for yourself, and that people in your life that come in are just an addition to your life. They are not your life. And I don't know, I just like making people my life was like my life. Like, that was my favorite hobby. I meet someone and I just make them my world. I take the distraction off of me because I've had such a painful life. Painful obstacles. Like, I never knew many moments of happiness and joy, just pain and battles and struggling and just trying to get a little peace and to feel just a little better about things. So it was so easy for me to distract myself with the pain of others or the life of others, because mine just felt like too much to bear with and to sit with. So when I finally had that moment to myself where it was just me, it was the most painful thing I had ever experienced. Like, for years, just living a life of putting my feelings, my pain, my history on the back burner. it was like one day it was all I had. And it was crazy because I had to deal with it. And even still now, I still have my moments where I kind of sit and I think about what I've been through. And, how I got to the place that I'm at now. Like, it took so much strength and courage. Because it takes courage to appreciate your life, your battles, and to keep going. It's not easy. Because you wish it didn't happen. You wish that's not the way things were. But it is the way things happen. And it is the way that it is. And it really made me have a y'all not gonna play with me no more attitude. It's like, it's my season of, it's what I want and nothing less. So if I want people in my life that are gonna be there for me in ways that I want, then that's how it's gonna be. Or if I want people in my life to just hang out, and that's what it's gonna be. But it's just like, I'm in a phase of I want what I want. And not settling. Because while true connection is rare, it isn't something to just... True connection is rare, but it isn't something to, move around too much for and adjust too much for. The most beautiful connections I've had have come out of thin air. Like absolute thin air. Like I'm just literally chilling and I turn to my left and I start talking to someone and now we cool for 6 years. Literally, that's how me and one of my closest friends, my bestie, we went to the same high school. One day she just turned around in class and I turned around at her and I was like, I don't like you. I don't like you. And she was like, I don't like you. Y'all, a week later, we were besties. And we've been so close ever since. And just like, it took no effort. The things that are for you come at the time where you need them most. And I say all this to say that I got all the courage and the strength and the humility at the time I needed it most. And it helped me to just get the respect, demand the respect that I deserve, to bring connections into my life that were more sustainable. I no longer have a partner that I look at with a side eye like, ooh, like I don't like you. And it would be like, ha, ha, he, ha, but I meant it. Because just like being with someone who doesn't respect you makes you resent them. Because you will not let them go because you love them so much. It's just like, I don't feel that anymore. Or just like I had friends that would just kind of just be there when they wanted to and be out when they wanted to. And it's just like, same thing, side eye, like, wow, I don't like you. Like, I love you. I love how much fun we have together. But it's like, you're not really a friend to me. It's just like, I don't feel that anymore. And while I'm still on the search to having more genuine connections, it's just like I know that I'm no longer creating connections that lack respect, lack of boundaries, lack love. Like if you value me, you respect me. And people who value you aren't gonna do anything to put your relationship on the line.